Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're here at Yas Marina for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and the final race of this first season here. And so now let's get in to the qualifying report. And so knocked out in Q1 is Raikkonen, Albon, Kubica and Antonio Giovinazzi as well. And in Q2 our teammate Lance Stroll just about missed out there and then was followed by Grosjean, Ricardo Norris and George Russell getting into Q2 there. But now on to Q3 and our second lap here. Our first lap put us into P9 and now we are on to our second lap here and into the first sector. We are 500ths up on our first time there, so that is a personal best first sector here as the checkered flag now comes out and going onto the first of the two long straights here, opening the DRS. And now it's basically just a drag race down to this next chicane. Thinking about the braking zone here and braking, going down the gears here and making sure to get a good exit out of this chicane here, as it's important to get a good run in this second long straight here. DRS opening once again here, and now it's down to turn 11 here. And once again thinking about the braking zone as we come to the end of the second sector, and we're about a quarter of a second faster than our previous time here in this session. And now this final sector is just about hitting those apexes and trying to take as much speed into them as possible, as Lewis Hamilton takes pole away from Bottas there. And now into these final few corners under the hotel we go, and now it's just a couple of corners left here to try and nail, going into the penultimate corner now and onto the final corner here. And now where will this lap time put us on the grid here, and going across the line now, and it's going to be P3, and that's been a very good lap from us. And now let's see the rest of the grid.
It's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position and the Rainmaster completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel and Butler, Stroll, Hamilton, Grosjean and Daniel Ricciardo, Norris, Hülkenberg. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Sergio Perez and Raikkonen, Albon, Kubica, Antonio Giovinazzi and Daniel Kvyat. Russell and Lucas Weber completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
And so it's on to 5 red lights and away we go for the start of this final race of this first season. And already we have lost a position to Max Verstappen and we are on the front row of the grid due to Hamilton's penalty there. But now it's on to Charles Leclerc and now he's on the back of Devon Butler in the Haas car, and they're now side by side heading into the turn 8 and 9 chicane here. And who's going to come out on top here? And it looks like it's going to be Leclerc to take the position here, unless Butler can use a bit of DRS to try and get back past him. However, Lewis Hamilton is going to try and get past Devon Butler and maybe Charles Leclerc as well, as they now go 3 wide in to turn 11 here. And who is going to come out top between the 3 of them? And it looks like it is going to be Charles Leclerc who has done so. But who's going to come out top between Butler and Lewis Hamilton as well? And it looks like it's going to be the Mercedes driver who does come out on top here. And now Lewis Hamilton has caught up to the back of Charles Leclerc as they now go side by side into the turn 8 and 9 chicane here. And who is going to come on top? And it looks like it's going to be Lewis Hamilton who takes the position away from Charles Leclerc here. And will Leclerc be vulnerable from behind, or will he come back at Lewis Hamilton here? And he does the secondary of the two, and he's going to be side by side with Hamilton into the chicane here. But it looks like Hamilton might be able to defend from it unless Leclerc can hold it around the outside, but no he can't, and Hamilton holds the position for now. But it's going to be Lance Stroll here, and now he is on the back of Devon Butler, and they're now side by side into the turn 8 and 9 chicane. And it looks like that Stroll will take the position there. And now we go further back into the field, and it's going to be Sergio Perez on the back of Lando Norris and of Kimi Raikkonen as well, as they're now 3 wide heading into turn 11 here. And which driver is going to take the position here out of the 3 drivers here? And it's not quite clear who's going to, but it looks like Raikkonen has lost out to the 2. So now it's just a fight between Norris and Perez here, and it looks like for the moment Lando Norris is going to defend from Sergio Perez here, but now it is Charles Leclerc, and now he along with Hamilton have gone into the pits for their pit stop, and they've come out behind the Williams car of George Russell, and they both overtake them through the opposite sides of each other, and Hamilton has got past Leclerc, but Leclerc's going to try and fight back here out of the chicane, and who will come out on top in this battle between the two? And it looks like Leclerc has got ahead, and it looks like George Russell is going to try and get back ahead of Lewis Hamilton here into turn 11, and he does so, as now on to lap 12, and we are into the pits for our first pit stop here, and on to the medium compound tyres, and we are planning to go on to the rest of the race here. And now it is on later on to lap, and we have overtaken Devin Butler, who tries to squeeze us as much as possible as we get quite close to the wall there, but we make the move stick nonetheless there. And now on to a lap later here, and now it's Max Verstappen coming out of the pits, and where's he going to come out in relation to Leclerc and to Lewis Hamilton here? And it looks like he's come out ahead of Lewis Hamilton, but he's come out behind the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, but he is not too far away from him at all, so he's going to try and use DRS here to maybe try and get back past him here with some DRS as he gets a decent exit out of the hairpin, and now he's going to open the DRS here, and he's right in the slipstream of the Ferrari car. And can he make a move into turn 8 here, and will he make the move stick into the chicane? And yes, he does, and he makes the move stick, and he takes the position away from Leclerc here. But now it is Lewis Hamilton, and now he's going to try and make a move on Leclerc also here with some DRS as well, as they are now side by side, and Lewis Hamilton will take the position unless he makes a mistake into the chicane, and he doesn't make any sort of mistake whatsoever there. And now on to lap 15, and now we have got some DRS on Leclerc as well, and we also overtake the Monegasque driver in the Ferrari car. But now it is Lewis Hamilton, and he has made a second pit stop in this race along with Charles Leclerc as well, a bit behind him. But where is he going to come out onto the track here? And he comes out just ahead of our teammate Lance Stroll there. And now it's Valtteri Bottas, and he has also done the same a lap later. However, he is going to come out with nobody else around him here as he comes out into third position behind ourselves, and we should be able to see our car now there, and yes we can there. And Verstappen is leading this race also, and now it's Lewis Hamilton, and he is on the back of Sergio Perez and of Lando Norris as well, and they are now side by side are the two British drivers, and Lewis Hamilton will take the position away from the McLaren driver here. And can Hamilton get a run on Sergio Perez maybe with some DRS as well? And they are now side by side as they head into turn 11 here. A wee bit of a lock up there from the Mercedes driver, but it looks like he has made the mistake on Sergio Perez here. And now it is Lewis Hamilton again here, and now he is on the back of the Haas of Romain Grosjean as they are now side by side here heading into the hairpin here. And can Lewis Hamilton go around the outside here, and who is going to get the DRS here on the first of the two long straights? And it looks like it's going to be Hamilton who gets the DRS here, and now a bit further behind, and it's going to be side by side between Perez and Leclerc as they are side by side into the chicane here. And Hamilton has made the mistake on Grosjean, and Leclerc has made the mistake on the Red Bull driver as well. And now it is Charles Leclerc, and now he is on the back of Romain Grosjean and looking to try and make the pass on him, as they are now side by side as they head into the hairpin here. And coming out of it, who's going to be ahead? And they're still side by side, and who will get the DRS this time between these two? And it looks like it's going to be Leclerc and also Sergio Perez, as he goes side by side with Grosjean and also overtakes Grosjean as well as Leclerc. And now it's going to be Leclerc and Perez side by side into the chicane, and who is going to come out on top between these two drivers here? And it looks like Leclerc will do so for now, but is he going to hold on to this position, as it looks like Perez will get some DRS here, and they are now going to be side by side into the chicane here. And who is going to come out on top? And it looks like Perez has maybe made the mistake, but no, it's still side by side between these two, and Leclerc defends the position there. And now we go on to lap 23, and we are under pressure from Valtteri Bottas, who has got the DRS on us, and we don't get a good exit at all and we're not able to fight back, and now we're too far back to make a pass into the turn 11 chicane, and now it's on to Sebastian Vettel, and now he has caught up to the back of Romain Grosjean as he makes the pass on him, and that was quite simple for the Ferrari driver and is only a second or two behind the Red Bull of Sergio Perez. And now it's going to be Sebastian Vettel now on the back of Sergio Perez, and now side by side with the Red Bull driver here, and who is going to come out on top in this as Vettel gets the inside line, and it looks like Vettel will take the position, but Perez is going to get some DRS here on the second of the two straights as they're now side by side heading into turn 11 here, and who is going to come out on top here, and it looks like Perez will defend the position there, but now Vettel will get a second chance at the overtake here, and it looks like he will this time complete the move into the first of the two chicanes there, and now it's on to lap 27, and now we're going to be under pressure from Hamilton as we try and defend the inside, but it's not enough to defend the podium position as Hamilton gets past us, and up to P3 he goes, and we are down into P4 now. But now it is Nico Hulkenberg, and now he is caught up to the back of Romain Grosjean here, and can he make a move on the Haas driver? And yes, he can, as Hulkenberg takes the position there, and that's a decent move there from the Renault driver. But now it's on to the end of the race for us as we come home, and it's going to be a P4 finish for the final race of this first season.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
And so it is Max Verstappen who wins the final race of this first season, and then followed by the two Mercedes cars, Bottas ahead of Hamilton here. And now in the championship, we already know that Lewis Hamilton has won the drivers and that Mercedes has won the Constructors' Championship here. And with that win in the final race, it means that Verstappen beats us for P6 in the championship there. So very close between us there. And now it's going to be very interesting to see if any drivers make any team switches here for the next season here. And so stay tuned for that. But if you have enjoyed this video, then do leave a like, share the video around, and subscribe to the channel to see more videos on F1 2019. So I will see you next time for another video, and goodbye.